Alright guys, so we're here at the house of Saint Mary, where they believe that Maryam binti Imran, Nabi Isa's mother, lived and passed away during the last days of her life. There's a cistern there.
Dated back to 1st century. The side of the wall and then the mortar to build the wall dated back to 1st century. It is the era Mary and John supposed to be. So finding this system convinced archaeologists. 1891 they came with equipment, start excavations, and the well has to be water system is very new.
Hello everyone!
Yeah, what was that about? The arm.
Arm distance.
Yes. Maybe even an arm and a hand away.
Arm?
And a hand span away. Yeah, okay, now just stay that distance and then tell us where you've gotten to.
I don't know what this is.
This is the house that Nabi Isa's mother lived and passed away. This is we're going to the house now, but this is where they believe that she lived and passed away in the last days of her life.
Ooh, what's this?
And that's a water cistern, so that's where they kept historic notes. This place is considered to be the last home of the Blessed Virgin Mary. I think John isn't. Ah, zaitun.
Tasha, is Ephesus gonna have sand?
I don't think so.
Oh.
Why would it have sand?
The structure. So based on types of evidence I told you, Mother of Jesus Mary spent her last days in that building. We're gonna go there now. So visit the house.
So it's believed that the mother of Nabi Isa, Hazrat Maryam binti Imran, lived in this house during the last days of her life, and then this is where she passed. So here's the building, the structure. Cool, so let's head on inside and see what's going on, and then we'll come back and tell you what it was like on the inside. It says no photos, no videos. So here's some of the ayats with references to Maryam alayhi salam. Cool, so it's a building of 3 rooms, and mashallah, if it's true what they say, and archaeologists have done their excavations and digging and what they need to do, then you'd have this house as being, or the structure as being almost 2,000 years old, going back some 1400 something to Hijri, and then some 600 years before that, Nabi Isa's time. There's a spring here that you can wash yourself with. There's a spring, some spring water. There's some spring water. Yeah, you can turn it on. Oh, these ones must not work, that's why there's nobody here. Oh, listen to that sound, that rumbling.
Grumbling and tumbling.
Okay. Huh? Alright guys, so we're here at Ephesus. And we've got our Turkish museum cards ready to rock and roll.
There's so many cats around here.
And there's so many cats around here.
There's few over there.
Where's Mum?
Up there.
She's up there too?
Yeah. I can see
Wow.
Daddy.
How did she get up there?
Daddy. And I can see this Daddy. I can't see Mom.
So this dates back some 1,000 years before Nabi Isa as well. AD 11, after death 11. The monument-seated statues of the imperial couple Augustus and Livia, today displayed in the Ephesus Museum in Subject, were placed on a pedestal to the east. Come on, let's go. Let's try and figure out how to get up there.
I know how.
How?
Just follow my lead. I will be up there.
Oh, it might be through here. You think so?
Yeah. That's what I was saying.
I don't know. We might end up stuck behind all these folk. But if we get an opportunity, we'll skip through. Come back here though, come with me.
Is it okay if I use this as a fan?
Yep. The Buluterion. So I'll come this way. Oh, there's multiple entrances as well. Let's go. All right, okay. Oh, it's nice and shady here. Let's go straight up.
Okay, I know.
Whoa, so hot. Do you know what used to happen over here?
What?
Gladiators used to fight with lions and each other and bears.
What are gladiators?
Gladiators were
Also, where? Up
like-
there or down there?
down there, and you'd watch from here, like wrestlers, you know?
Oh, you would watch from over here?
Yeah.
Oh, now I get it.
Except this actually might just be a theatre.
Anyways, come
It's
on.
not big enough for.
I see Jackie.
Yeah,
Okay,
let's-
I'm gonna go sneak up on her.
Not that way.
There's a way to
Okay.
go.
Careful though. Let's just go to the top here. We're in the shade.
You made her look.
Come this way.
Where?
This way. And then we can be in the shade.
Let's go to Jackie. I mean, I know.
Hi. Careful, Soha.
Yeah, I'm going to Bala.
Slowly, okay?
Yeah?
Wow, check this out, guys. Nice high vantage point. This is the theatre. And then the rest of Ephesus city continues on that way. So let's
Where's Mom and Daddy?
have a look from the end over there as well. Check that out, guys. MashaAllah, 1,000 years before Christ, this city was thriving, and it's even possible that the sleepers of the cave maybe were from this city here, and then that they ran away fearing persecution, and that's when they went and hid in the cave, which is supposedly over here as well. We'll visit that later on. And they say that at a point in time that the pagans, the Romans, would sacrifice food, animals to their gods, and maybe that's why in Surah Kahf, like when the sleepers wake up and they say, you know, here's a coin, go and look for some good food, and that must mean that it needs to be halal and tayyib, because the food that was available in terms of the meat was being sacrificed to the false gods, right? So that would not have been halal.
Consequently, the Priton was amongst the highest administrative and religious posts in the city. Aside from its role as a symbol of the city, the fire of Hestia also had a more practical function, as it provided the fires for the citizens' homes.
Yes.
However, it was a statue of Artemis and not Hestia that was erected in Ephesus as the protectress of the city. The two world-famous statues of Lynth on the other side of the path, a similar depiction of Hermes, this time with a tripod over a plateau. Ephesus was granted the title 4 times, and thus gained a preeminent status in comparison with other cities such as Smyrna and Pergamon. Many of the monumental structures in Ephesus thus date back to the Roman period. Emperor Domitianus was known to be a proud and cruel leader. While many other cities trembled and withered under his wrath, the city of Ephesus constructed both a spectacular temple in his honor, with an immense 7-meter statue on a grand base in the space leading to the entrance. Indeed, the statue was so vast, it was reported to have been visible from far away. After the death of the emperor, the people of the city, free at last of his tyranny, had his name removed from official inscriptions and had the statue brought down. The large head and an arm of the statue are on display. This relief of the goddess Nike at the Domitianus Square is considered to have been a decorative element on the second story of the Heracles Gate on the path of the Curetes. Meaning victory in Greek, the goddess was generally depicted as a young winged girl descending swiftly from the skies to bring victory. Remaining faithful to this archetypal presentation, in this relief, Nike is seen clutching a palm branch in her right hand and a laurel wreath in her left. Being a symbol of victory, Nike was a frequently used motif in architectural and decorative structures to increase their reputation.
Yeah.
Usually located in the busiest areas, these fountains with their columns and opulent sculptures are counted among the most stunning structures of the ancient world.
Right.
One of the water canals of Ephesus runs into this stunning 2-tier fountain, which is in the Hall of the Fountains in Ephesus Museum.
Oh, look at that. See, you go, and ask him for the borak. MashaAllah. Wow, so we're exploring the city of Ephesus, and I got myself an audio guide which came with a map as well. Yeah, doing it without the map or the guide would just be pointless. I think you'd only get 10-20% of the value of being here. You'd really want to know what every structure is and what it's all about. Otherwise, all you're looking at is ruins. But subhanAllah, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that, look, you know, travel the world and look at how other civilizations were destroyed.
Whatever it is. So this is a
And there is what was the entrance of the great library, called the Celsius, I believe. Let's have a look. Yeah, the Celsius, not Celsius. And there's one of the terrace houses.
Perhaps the most revealing and poignant of Ephesus's many marvels.
Right.
In the Roman era, the terrace houses is where the wealthiest and most influential citizens of Ephesus and their families lived. These houses, some of which have been discovered with the second floor partially intact, were built in the heart of the city, near the agora, the baths, the administrative buildings, and the library. Built in the Hellenistic style, these houses consisted of a central courtyard surrounded by rooms and living quarters. The interiors were ornate in nature, in contrast to the rather simple exteriors. Most made use of hypocaust to heat the floors and the walls. The discovery of shops and religious structures would suggest that these hillside residences were not only living spaces, but were also used for religious and spiritual ceremonies.
Oh wow,
And production.
look at that. So this is apparently a courtyard, and that was a religious prayer area. Wow, look at these ancient places, and
Decorated with mosaics, generally of a black and
you
white
see how
geometric
there were
design,
empires
in
and
keeping with the traditional mosaic style of the Roman era.
powerful
However,
forces
coloured mosaics featuring
that then
scenes and figures from mythology
crumbled.
were also used to beautify the dwellings.
Style courtyard.
Customs of the time and to get to know everyday life in greater detail.
This was the streets, and then the center is the shed. Oh, what is this structure here? Wow, and it just continues up. So this is where the wealthiest of the residents of the city lived. Ephesus. The so-called marble hall in dwelling unit 6. Due to its rich decoration, this remarkable, spacious high room is called Marble Hall. Around 100 AD, it received marble furnishings on the floors and walls, the banquet hall providing a luxurious setting for both the private and official occasions. Oh, that. Where's that? How people were able to do this restoration work. Oh, look at that. So marble flooring and then wooden. Wow, imagine that. Walk down.
Yeah, I know.
Can you imagine that 2,000 years ago people used these steps? Imagine, like, you know, these were the wealthy people of the city, you know, and that's why they had these houses right in the city center. This is the city center.
That I'm sitting on the same thing that rich people.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not telling you just that. I'm telling you rich people from 2,000 years ago.
Yeah.
How old are you?
9.
9. Can you imagine 2,000 years before you were born?
But name. We now know that the books in the libraries of antiquity were donated or bequeathed by noble families. Upon the death of his father and the inheritance of his estate, Aquila Celsus donated 25,000 pieces of gold for the acquisition and preservation of books for the library. Books at the time were scrolls and parchments and were stored in cabinet-style compartments. The staff of the library consisted of poets, intellectuals, and learned men of the day. The apertures on the top tier of the library were built above the entrances in a linear fashion. 9 broad steps led to the 3 equidistant doorways. 4 statues, the originals of which are on display in the Ephesus Museum in Vienna, represent Celsus's virtues. These virtues are, from left to right, Sophia, wisdom; arete, the realization of one's full potential; enoia, reason or judgment; and episti, or knowledge. A sarcophagus decorated with a relief of Eros, Nike, and rosettes can be found in the crypt. The original statue of Celsus is on display in the Istanbul Archaeology Museum. The reading room suffered serious damage during the great earthquake of 262 AD, while the frontispiece was damaged beyond repair by an earthquake during the Middle Ages. The front facade was unearthed in 1905 to 06, and after extensive renovation work between 1970 and 1978, was re-erected without the use of any additional or supporting structures.
Tamam ben sevgi yapacağım.
Burası köyde Amazon Derece. Burası Amazon Derece.
Look, it's built it for me.
Aslında şuradan gölgem olur ya, baksana. Şöyle bir yap. Şuradan çok
Aman çok uğraştırıyor beni.
So right in the heart of it all. Can you hear me? No?